Today we're going to do a Rhodes stitch heart on cardboard. So I have made a template. Quite often don't use templates. A heart is easy enough to do. Take a piece of paper, fold it in half, and then just cut out one side of it, and then you've got a decent heart. You do want it to be pretty much the same shape on both sides for this stitch. You could make it work with a slightly wonky heart. It's just easier. So very lightly in pencil, I'm going to draw on my heart. So I've just got a pre-bought card here, but you can make your own out of cardboard. It's quite thick card. You do need quite thick card to sew through because you don't want it to rip. So we're going to pre-punch the holes that we need for our Rhodes stitch. It's best to do that because it reduces the chance of the cardboard splitting. So just taking a needle, I'm going to do one at the top and the bottom. So we're going to have a stitch going right down the middle. Now we have covered Rhodes stitch before if you check out the videos, and the stitches sort of line up right next to each other so you can hardly even see it. But for this card we are going to space them out a little bit, which will give a slightly different effect. And I'm going to do one on this side, then one on the other side to make sure I get the same number of holes on both sides. You can just go round, and if you realise you've got a slightly odd hole, too many or too few, you can sort of just stitch into it twice, or we can make it work. I have done this before and I will show you that in a minute. So we're just going to do, I'm going to say 1/2 centimetre or 1/4 of an inch by the look of things, a hole, following your template drawing. I'm going to try and get them roughly the same distance apart, but I'm obviously not measuring. But you could measure. I just like save time quite often with these things. Trying to get it exactly on the pencil line. That one is a little bit high, but it's fine. If you find that you're ripping the card as you're stabbing in, then you probably need thicker card. It's probably not gonna work. So you can see, I don't know if you can see, you might be able to see it more on this side, the holes. There we go. And I'm just going to get a rubber and rub out my pencil mark now, because it will be a little bit harder when you've got the stitches on it. So you've rubbed out the line. You've got your punched holes. We're now going to start our Rhodes stitch. So I've got 3 strands of thread here. It would work well actually with more if you've got a big enough needle. And we're just going to start with one central stitch. Try not to pull too hard because you might rip your card. Then we're going to go opposite stitches. So I'm going to come up here and go to there, come back down, and we're going to go all the way around. Hopefully you'll see when I start what I'm doing. It will use a lot of thread, as Rhodes stitch does in general. You will have to keep looking to check where your punched holes are as well. So sorry about that. Got a knot already, not a good start, so to speak. Just going to loosen that up. There we go. Okay. To save a little bit of thread, I'm going to come up next to where I just went down. Sorry, going off screen. I'm going over across it. Okay, we're just going to go down here, and there we go. So I did somehow manage to miss out a hole, but Rhodes stitch is very forgiving. So this one here, I've got 2 strands going into one hole, and you would not notice that at all. The important thing is that you fill in all your holes, because they would notice an empty hole. That's Rhodes stitch on cardboard to make a nice card. This is what the back looks like, so it's actually not too messy. What I'm going to do to finish it off is I've got some nice pink paper. I'm going to cut out some and stick it there, but you could also finish it with a nice bit of felt or cloth, pretty cloth. I also wanted to show you that I've also done this stitch on a canvas. So this is a stretched canvas. It's not a canvas board. It has depth to it, and it's exactly the same principle. I drew it out, punched all my holes, and then did my heart. It's the same effect. And I just think it's a great use of the Rhodes stitch. And here is the finished card, just all neatly covered up, ready to be written in.